When I ran for the Senate, I think the most anybody could give was $4,200. It's gone up since, but I think it was $4,200. And my race cost, we ran a $6 million race, and the Democratic Senate Campaign Committee put in another, I don't know what, $3 million worth of staff and advertising, $5 million, somewhere in there. So, but the stuff that I had to raise, $6 million, somebody who gives me $4,200, I appreciate it, but it's not like I'm going to, be sold out to them, that I'm going to go out and do something that I wouldn't otherwise do because they were donors. It just isn't that big a deal in the ordinary scheme of things. And that has been good in terms of the way we've regulated campaign donations. The problem is you've got to work a lot harder to get to $6 million if there's that limit. So what you gain in terms of nobody having a very significant special influence of any kind because of their fundraising, you lose in me as a candidate having to spend so much of my time on the phone raising that money. I started in April, not the year of the election, the year before the election. So it was what, 17 months or something like that of nonstop campaigning. And pretty much for the first year, all I did was fundraise. I would come into the office and sit on the phone, and for 8 hours, I would dial around the country trying to convince people that they should support my race. During that time, I was not learning about the fine aspects of energy policy and what unintended consequences might ensue if we did this or that, and how legitimate is clean coal as an option, and there's just, where do you go with health care? There are a lot of things that would be helpful for a candidate to know when they turn up as a new senator. And there is nothing in the campaign process that supports you learning those things. You come in and you know what you already know, and then you learn what the campaign message is, which one hopes is consistent with what you already knew. But in terms of sort of drilling down into these really important issues, it's very hard to have the time to do that. So in a perfect world, you would have Senate candidates spending a lot more time learning about energy policy, for instance, than they did on the phone to yet another Democratic donor who doesn't frankly want to hear from you because they're kind of tapped out already, and on you go. That's, to me, was the big sort of social problem of the way we fundraise.
The preceding program was produced on LSU's campus by the Manship School of Mass Communication and the Riley Center for Media and Public Affairs. The Manship School serves undergraduates with programs in journalism, advertising, public relations, and political communication. For more information about the school, visit manship.lsu.edu.